Hello, everyone. Mark here. Today I'm joined by antinatalist EFIList Joy from the YouTube channel NoBrainsInHead. Her content mainly consists of response videos about antinatalism and really took off about 10 months ago. I thought it would be nice to discuss her journey and content. Thanks for coming on the channel, Joy.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Just trying to relax.
So, yeah, tell me how you got started in all of this.
So basically, like around 10 years ago, I started kind of arguing like for abortion rights in like the comment sections in YouTube. And that just kind of like naturally progressed, and I started making like more along the lines of like antinatalist arguments towards like abortion, like, hey, like there's like life is not the easiest thing, like there's a lot of like horrible shit, divorces, like it's not necessarily something to look forward to putting on to someone else. And then eventually I came across a video called Doug Stanhope on antinatalism, and Doug Stanhope is a comedian I really enjoy. So I clicked on it and I watched the piece, and I found it funny but also very convincing. And then I wondered, like, what the hell is antinatalism? So I looked it up, and I found there was Glynos, and then through Glynos I found Inmendum, who makes just incredible arguments for it. And then it's just I found myself entirely convinced by antinatalism and EFILism.
Cool. And one of your first videos was about Matt Dillahunty and his video about antinatalism. Is that right?
Yeah. The funny thing is like Matt Dillahunty, like I used to watch his videos just to like kind of learn, like, because he tended to talk a lot about like kind of like how argumentation like works. So like when he came out with his video about antinatalism that didn't make any fucking sense, I had to respond.
Yeah, and I think another one of your videos that did really well was the conversation between Benatar and who was it? Was it Sam Harris? No, Jordan Peterson.
Uh, yes.
I think you did a response on that, right?
I didn't do a response, but I've left a lot of comments in the comment section, and they were apparently pretty good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I saw the discussion section of your channel, and a lot of people were commenting how clear and rational your response was. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, when I take my time when I write things, I tend to be a little more well spoken.
Oh yeah. And when you started making response videos, was the transition from going from written to video replies, was there any challenges along the way?
Well, for me, yeah, because speaking like I am now, it's I'm kind of inarticulate. I'm not the greatest speaker. Um, Plus, there's like the whole like nervous thing of like having my face and like doing like the whole editing of videos and like, oh well, what if it's not good enough? What if people make fun of me? Um, but at a certain point, I was just like, I don't care if people make fun of me anymore. Um, and like, I don't think there's too much fear of like a violent reprisal. And even if there is, like, if you want to hit me, you can hit me. But I think it's important enough and true enough that I'm willing to put my face to it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's very important that start showing our names and putting a face to the movement. I haven't shown my face yet on my YouTube channel, but I plan to eventually. I still worry about some of the blowback and comments, but I'll get there.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, I mean, like, like to me, at this point, it doesn't matter like what your name is, what you look like. People will like, you could be the most beautiful person in the world, and someone will be like, yeah, your teeth are crooked or something, you know?
Yeah, they'll find anything.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things I'd like to unpack about, because you start off with advocacy for abortion.
Hmm.
What type of position did you take on abortion?
I was kind of like, I guess, pro-abortion. Like, it would probably be the more ethical choice rather than imposing an entire lifetime.
Yeah, so you had that belief before antinatalism.
Oh yeah, no, I've had that belief like fuck for probably since I was 16, 17.
Wow. Yeah. And do you still do abortion advocacy?
Yes, a little bit less now, just because like antinatalism is the thing, but I still do go back and like rehash the arguments. It's just it's gotten to a point where it's just very easy. Like it goes like 2 or 3 rounds in the comments, and it's just like they're like either they give up or they're just like, okay, well, you have a point.
Yeah. And you've been primarily on YouTube. Are you on other social media or other online forums like
Um,
Reddit or Twitter or anything
I
like that?
am on Reddit. I don't know how to use that very well right now, so I don't tend to go on it like too often. Um, I am on Twitter, although it's a crappy thing. So it's like I have 2 accounts because I've been banned for speaking on the right to die.
Oh yeah. What's your take on the right to die?
I think there should be provided at least a graceful exit.
Yeah. Not just for like people with severe conditions
No,
or
no, absolutely not. Like if like someone above like whatever fucking age of reason we decide just decides to put their hand up and say, for any reason, I'm done. I don't want any more. They should have that right to fucking do it.
yeah. I remember doing a survey recently, I think it was this year or last year, about extending medical assisted dying in Canada.
Yeah.
Um, do you recall if there was any updates on that? I don't think I followed up on that.
I heard something. It's to my understanding, it's not too different from what it is now. It's we definitely don't have anything close to what they have in the Netherlands with their assisted dying program.
Okay. With your response videos, when you go back and forth with people, do some of the comments affect you negatively, emotionally at all?
Emotionally, I mean, they sting a little bit. I mean, some of them are creative, but it's nothing I've really haven't heard before.
Yeah.
Like just arguing in the YouTube comments, that place is a cesspit for insults. So like I've heard literally it all before. There is nothing anyone's going to say that is new.
Yeah. And who have you been going back and forth with the most?
It would probably be Ethi, mostly in like video format. Other than that, it would be my like partner slash best friend. He's like sort of an EFIList, like antinatalist. He's just more of like not an activist at all. He doesn't like the activism.
No way. Yeah.
No, he's like there's no way you can convince everyone. It's a waste of time. Well, it's not a waste of time, but he's like it's just you're gonna hurt more people than you're gonna help. And I'm like I don't see that as an outcome.
No, neither do I. So when you went back and forth with Ethi, what type of pushback were you getting from his channel?
I don't get a lot of pushback from his channel. It's mostly from him with his response videos. Like his points like sort of make sense from like a certain perspective, but it's like I can't share that perspective.
Yeah. And what type of arguments do you get the most about, like, against your position?
Oh, it's then if you don't like it, then kill yourself.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that a lot when I go on, say, Twitter or some other forums, and I find that comment, the way it's presented, quite callous and cold. Even though I can understand why they would say, "Hey, well, if you believe life is suffering, then why don't you end it?" But
Hmm.
it's this idea that it's like an easy thing or something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like it's not easy to begin with, like at all. I wouldn't even pretend that it is. Uh,
How do you respond when people say, why don't you end it or kill yourself kind of thing?"
well, first of all, it's not necessarily about me. Like, there's going to be people in the future that are going to think similar to me. They're going to go through things that are worse than what I've gone through. I don't want that imposed on anyone else, and I'm quite sure they'd come to the realization that they would have preferred it not imposed on them as well. Um, Beyond that, it's suicide's just not a simple. It's not a simple thing to just go out and do. It's typically violent. It's a very highly emotional state. There's like a whole bunch of like it's not just A B done. Like things can happen. It can go wrong.
Yeah. When you started with your anti-nihilism activism, has this been a positive thing for you in your life?
Yes, it's actually just even discovering the community has been a huge positive in my life.
What are some aspects of the community that you like?
Just the truthfulness, the fact that we all kind of like have this kind of understanding to begin with, but from that, it's like it is one of the most um, compassionate and like reasonable groups of people I have ever encountered.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely sympathize with that. I really enjoy the being around like-minded people, even though there are some things that we disagree on. Um, it's we can understand some of the fundamentals where we agree on, and I don't know, having that around you, I think, is supportive, especially in a world that thinks completely opposite of that. Do you you so as an EFIList, you apply antinatalism to all species, right?
Yes, definitely.
And does that does the philosophy of antinatalism, EFILism intertwine with animal ethics for, say, veganism?
I think it does. I mean, it definitely definitely hammers home the point that you shouldn't be raising and animals just to be slaughtered. I mean, especially in like completely unethical conditions. It's been fucking wacko.
Yeah. Are you yourself vegan?
Not exactly. I guess the closest thing I would be like pescatarian. I'm working on working fish, eggs, and dairy out. It's just a slow go.
Hmm. In terms of meaning, I want to jump onto that because I remember you said in the past that on a cosmic level, you're kind of a nihilist. But then if you zoom in, it, there becomes meaning. Could you articulate that again?
Yeah, so it's like on a level like so like when you look at like the earth, you can look at it from like your own personal lens where it's like your life and there's all these little things in it and you have all these meanings and it all matters to you. But as like if you could like take a camera like and just zoom out slowly, like you'd see like how like your town, it's like, well, there's all these other people that have things that matter. So it's like your things that you think matter to you don't really matter that much because there's all these other people around that have things that matter just as much to them. And then as you pan out more, it's like there's the earth and you don't even hear it anymore. It's just nothing. And then as you zoom out more and more, it means less and less and less and less as you move out. And then when you zoom right in, it's like that's where all your meaning is.
And for you personally, what gives you meaning in your life?
Um, right now, it's the truth. I mean, there's like I was watching a movie a while ago called Into the Wild, and like the main character says at a certain point, he's like paraphrasing Louis Theroux or something. And it's like rather than money, than faith, than fame, than fairness, give me truth. That's what I want is the truth. And I find antinatalism and EFILism and the things it describes to be true.
Hmm. Truth is a good one. Yeah. I think maybe that's kind of why I like to read about philosophy. Is there any areas of truth that you're particular that you tend to want to know more about?
Not like just like everything. I want to know the truth about everything. So like not in particular, but just whatever you could present me, I want to know more.
Yeah, and you have good company with your cat.
Oh yes, always.
Is your cat sleeping right now?
Yeah, yeah, she's taking a nap.
Ah, I think you have a video of your cat on your channel.
Yes, I believe I do.
It's adorable.
No, I love her.
I noticed that I don't know if you did this historically, but I noticed that a couple of videos you've done like some collages of images and music videos. And I like your taste in music. What type of music genre do you usually are attracted to?
Somewhere between like rock and like everything. I mean, some music's good, some music's bad. Like I like a little bit of rap, but I guess mainly it'd be like rock and like lo-fi stuff mainly.
Do you think you'll be doing more like collages or music videos with a theme of antinatalism?
Yes, I do, but I think I'm gonna be doing it on like a secondary channel, just because like though there is a lot of variety um, in my channel, I think I do want to try to grow a little bit bigger because I think it would help get the message out to a wider audience that way. Um, so I kind of want to keep it a little more consistent with this channel and maybe branch out with like a creative arts antinatalist channel.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, where do you see the future of your project with the channel and other channels? Was there anything else that you wanted to that you're hoping to work towards?
There are like a few projects I'm kind of I have like the basic outlines for. I haven't have too much written down. They're just going to be really big projects. Um, I always see my channels as being like fairly small. I don't see me like memeing and like catching on or anything. I'm not that interesting. Um, but other than that, just always me trying my best.
Yeah, I think right now you're at around 278 subscribers. And so it's getting close to, getting up there to the 300s. Um, Seeing the growth of your channel, how did that feel?
I was actually remarkably surprised. um, I didn't like I have a very low self-esteem, so I think most of the things I say are wrong, even though like I guess I'm fairly well read about things or like informed. I don't know. But it's just everything I say is probably like stupid or dumb. And it's usually reinforced because people always call you dumb. So it's like that was another like big thing to get over before doing this. But like, you know,
Hmm. Um, so yeah, that kind of gets to the name of your channel because I think it started off as No Joy in Life, at least when I saw it, and then you changed over to No Brains in Head, which sounds a little self-deprecating. Why'd you change your channel's name?
one because I am self-deprecating and I do think I am like pretty dumb. Um, but also like I do think the name is like fucking really good. That's like why I chose to change the name. I was like, oh fuck, no brains in head. Like that's really good.
Okay. Have you done any live debates or plan on doing live debates?
I sort of did one with Uridas, but I didn't do too much speaking there. Like he really carried the conversation. He's much more eloquent than I am.
But you want to do some debates on your channel, eh?
Yes, particularly like right now about the whole mask thing, the
Mhm.
mandatory mask mandate in Ottawa.
Have you found anybody that would be willing to debate you yet?
No, it's like really hard. I mean, like most people just say just wear a mask, and like that's really not an argument. I just think there's a lot of conflicting data as to whether or not they are effective enough to be mandating, fining, and potentially imprisoning people for not wearing a mask.
Hmm. Where do you for for the anti-natalist movement? I'm curious, where would you like to see the movement go? Where do you see the future of antinatalism?
In the future, uh, even like the near future, I'd love to see like a political party or something with like more anti-natalist leanings in politics.
Hmm. Yeah, that'd be cool too.
Yeah, no,
I
I'd
think
really
we
like.
could get there eventually.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a slow go, and I don't necessarily think it's going to be like anti-natalist in nature, but it's going to have a lot of like child-free ideas or like what's best for the like future. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I think there was someone did try to make an anti-natalist party, but I don't know if that would be successful with just the term being put in there. I think that a socially progressive party that has you know policies that would encourage, say, equality of rights and education and healthcare, which would help reduce populations. I think that would be a reasonable expectation, something that would long term help out the cause. Do you politically, where do you align?
I mean, I guess I'm probably way more left-leaning than most people around me. But like it kind of changes like on the topic, so it's not like I'm not like 100% like oh anarchy or like or whatever, you know, none of that.
Right. Okay. And so it would be kind of like liberal and NDP for Canadians.
Yeah, pretty much. There's very I find very little conservative value, like a very few like conservative values that the party holds, like to be anything that I want.
Yeah. What advice would you have for someone wanting to start a YouTube channel and make response videos for antinatalism or any related topic?
Just do it. Um, Best thing I like even for me like the first time like when I made like a response video to Matt Dillahunty, like I made like 7 videos before I was like okay this is the one. So it's just like just do it, like you don't have to be comfortable with it, you don't have to show your face, it's not necessary. Just kind of if you really want to do it, do it. um, Best of luck to you, you have my support.
Cool. I forgot if I asked you this, but sorry for jumping all over the place. Um, your antinatalism, uh, what argument in the philosophy do you align yourself with, or do you find more persuasive than the others?
um, I find all of them pretty persuasive, but I suppose the most persuasive would be somewhere between the consent argument and Benatar's asymmetry.
Okay. And one of your influences, you said, was Glenos and in Mendham, right?
Yes, very much so in Mendham. That guy's got a lot of passion, and I love it.
And do you try to model yourself off of his passion?
Yes, I do actually. It's just I find that like there are some people that enjoy like the cut and dry, like Sam Harris, like delivery of things, but I find that most people react um, more, or at least they come to realization if they have like an emotional feeling behind it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like if they're like angry, or like if you can make them laugh, or like do like just make them feel something, they're more likely to have an epiphany.
Right. And well, since he did come up with a philosophy, I'm guessing that he's the one that sold you on EFILism, eh?
100%. Definitely led to EFILism by Glynos and his Road to Antinatalism series, which was an incredible series, and I would recommend to anyone just new to the philosophy to watch. Um, but yeah, no, just Emendum's incredibly entertaining, and like just I can't get over just the amount of like how much I agree with the things that he says.
Yeah. Is there any other YouTubers that you like to watch?
Definitely, like I watch quite a few of your videos. I watch Amanda's videos. I love Forever Wolf Films. She's amazing. Um, Pretty much like everyone, like Conundrum, like all the antinatalist content. Yeah, even the only one I really avoid is like Superhuman Dance.
Oh yeah.
I just find him kind of hard to listen to.
I yeah, I pretty much subscribe to pretty much everybody. It's such a small community so far, that you can follow most of the content creators. I I am curious how maybe this is just like a thing about personality traits and people being attracted to the more aggressive forms of activism. I think for me, what worries me is that I can't really, I feel like I wouldn't be able to have a conversation with someone as passionate as Gary, for example. I feel like I would be insulted and talked down to. And I think that's kind of my only hesitancy with that. But I can understand that when he's talking about the topic, that it comes across as, very passionate. I think it's just that I would like to see conversation going back and forth and criticisms in real time, kind of like a live discussion or a live debate.
Yeah, I don't see him like getting all angry until like the person's being like completely obstinate, like Logan Blake was like, but what about God? But what about God? But what
Yeah.
about God? Or like if you start insulting him, like his character or something like that. I've never seen him like blow up until that happens.
Yeah, the Logan Blake thing was like I'd probably even blow up to myself.
Oh yeah, no, I would have. Oh fuck, if I was there, I would have kicked his fucking teeth in.
Yeah, it's well, that's my concern with the whole debate. Uh, I call it like a debate bro culture of it's not really trying to inquire into the truth or even to inquire into your truth, even if you disagree with it. It's just about kind of winning rhetorical points and putting on a show. Uh, so that's kind of been my hesitancy with trying to debate or getting into debates. Though I think there's a place for it, and I think it is a form of advocacy. And if people can do it, great. Um, yeah, I I don't know. I think like having an antinatalist debate team would be interesting.
Yeah, no, that would be a lot of fun. I would like to be on it for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, was there anything else that you'd like to comment? I feel like we've covered a lot of topics.
Um, yeah, I think we're good. I think we've covered quite a few.
Well, Joy, thank you for coming on the channel, and I really enjoy your content and all that you do. So yeah, thanks for coming on and chatting about your journey.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for putting out your content because I quite enjoy it as well.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Cheers.
Bye.